Hello everyone, this is Monica from Unique Designs by Monica, and guess what? Yes, I'm back! I know it's been 6 years, and I'm sure plenty of you are thinking, wow, 6 years, where have you been? Well, things have happened. Systems have changed. However, I got good, better, and best news. Good is the fact that I'm here. Hi! The better news. Okay. So, yes, I moved. We have a new setup. As you can see here, I will be working on the lighting. Right now, it's kind of atrocious, and I don't have things set up the way I want them. But as things go on, you'll see some improvements. So, I am now a designer. You would probably be thinking, wow, Monica, you're a Cricut designer? No, I am not. I'm a silhouette designer. But before you leave, no wait, come back here. Come back, Cricut users, come back. I got some good news for you. I am going to show you how to keep doing designs, basic designs, like I have been for the past, my previous years, for 6 years of I have Cricut stuff of how to use basic shapes to create, stuff like this. But with the silhouette, I'm going to show you how you can still use the silhouette basics. No, you do not need a machine. Uh, all you would have to do is the willingness to learn a new system. Wait, come back, Cricut users. You're probably like, oh no, I'm not about to learn a new system. You don't have to learn a new system. Sure, I'll be making designs on the silhouette using basic shapes, and I'll be doing it with just the basic studio, silhouette studio, which is the basic you can be. You don't have to buy a machine. You don't have to buy the software. It's already free. The silhouette software is free. I will be showing you how to use it, step by step. And best part of all is how you can convert the studio file into a Cricut file. You can just move it on over and cut it just like you have been for years. Here's the thing. Ever since Cricut updated their stuff, I kind of got into a bit of a slump because now I had to learn everything brand new, how they cut, how, everything was sized. The buttons were not where they were supposed to. And as an old lady for me, I was like, I'm going to have to retrain myself. And that got me to thinking, no, I don't. I already work with silhouette. I have been for the past 3 years. I know their system. And to be honest, Cricut is amazing when it comes to cutting. I'm not going to deny that. It's so basic. Their Cricut system is so basic, and a little kid can do it. But I wanted a little more. I wanted a little bit more freedom on how I make designs because silhouette gives me that freedom. I'm able to, move little lines the way I want to. It's just much more durable, much more, what's the word? Um, it's very flexible. It's very flexible. Yes, there's a learning curve. But with anything, there is a learning curve. I am sure a lot of you, when you first using the keyboard, you didn't know all the ins and outs on how to use the keyboard, how to do cut, print, cut and paste. Now you probably do it with such ease. You don't even, you don't need explanation on how to cut and paste on a keyboard. You know, certain things. It's just cut and paste, control FV or something. It's been so long that I don't even know the commands, but I know how to do it. It's the same with the silhouette. It's so integrated, it's so easy that for me, it's not that hard to figure out where everything is. Oh my goodness. The season is a changing and it's going from cold to hot. So you might hear me get a little scratchy. However, I want to show you how you can apply all of these things that you see here and move it over to Cricut. That is the best news. So I went from good to better, and this is to the best. Even though I'm a silhouette designer, even though I work with the silhouette, that doesn't mean that I'm going to just show how to stick on with the silhouette. No, I'm going to show you how you can transition from silhouette to Cricut, and well, I wouldn't say vice versa, because you can't go from Cricut to silhouette. Now, there is a bit of a roundabout that you need to do some of the projects, but it's well worth it. It really is, especially if you want to do things for free. I'm telling you, if it's for free, I'm willing to show you guys. And nothing beats free. Sure, you're going to have to work a little bit just to get the free item. But once you figure it out, you're going to be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. For example, Silhouette gives you the ability to make pattern paper. Your own pattern paper. You couldn't do that with Cricut. I mean, sure, you could try to use the basic shapes that I had 6 years ago, but trying to apply it to, say, an actual product, you can flatten it, but the size that they give you is maybe now it's an 8.5 by 11, but you can't go past that. You can't go 12 by 12, 12 by 24, but you can with the Silhouette. However, knowing this, you can take this and then port it over to Cricut. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Not today. I will be posting every single week, once a week, on how to create a design. I will show you how to make these, how to make the seal, how to make the cupcake, how to make the donut, how to make the background, how to turn it into a 3D things that you can place for any holiday. Going from a simple card to a full-on album. That's what Cricut can do. Cricut can do that. And Cricut can also have you go onto... I'm sorry, no. I said that backwards. Silhouette can do that. Silhouette can show you how to go from basic card to all album and go from Silhouette to Cricut. Sure, you're probably thinking, yeah, Cricut can do that too. Yeah, if the file is already there. But I'm going to show you how to create the file. I'm going to help you how to make the SVG for it. Sure, you're probably thinking, how is that even possible? Basic Silhouette, it just use Studio. How am I going to be able to make a Studio file become an SVG? It's coming. That information is coming up, just not now. I can't give you all the bombardment now, because if you do, you'll be like, whoa, this is too much info. But yeah, you can. I will show you how Silhouette can make you do products that you can sell, and then you can cut and do all that you need to do on Cricut. Now, this is a cute little one that I've just recently did. It's currently on my Silhouette site, and that's another good thing. You might be thinking, how am I going to get a Cricut file out of Silhouette website? They have the capability. You just click a button that says, hey, I don't want a Studio file. I want an SVG file, and you can purchase it. And they give you the capability to do business with that particular file. So you got this right here, which is a gift card, which I will be showing you as time goes on. But I'm going to start really, really slow. I'm going to show you guys the basics and how to use Silhouette Studio, and then how to convert that Studio file into a Cricut file. You don't have to buy anything or purchase anything. If you have a Cricut, great, you have a Cricut. But you don't have to get a Silhouette machine. So there you go. I'll be showing all of y'all how to make these things on Silhouette, and then you can cut them all you want on Cricut. So that was my good news, my best news, and my better news. I'm back. I'm going to be showing you brand new ways to make SVGs using nothing but basic shape. Stuff hasn't changed since then. I'm just going to show you a different way to doing it and how to apply it to Cricut. So, Cricut users, don't be in a tizzy. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good experience. Even if you're just like, I want to just stick with Cricut. That's great. That's fine. That's amazing. But if you look at my videos from 6 years ago, you can tell a major difference from what was going on then to what will be happening now. There is such a contrast. I mean, even the donut from 6 years ago, it kind of looks a little iffy because I only had the basic shapes that Cricut was providing. However, when I started moving from Cricut to Silhouette, it gave me a lot more freedom, a lot more movement. And even though you don't see any Silhouette files on my YouTube, you can see it on my blog. It's under Silhouette files, and all the videos are there. You just click on it. Those are my older ones. Their system also went for a little bit of an upgrade, however, not as drastic as Cricut. They did it rather slowly, little small changes just to the way that they look, to up one button here and one button there, and they showed you how to do it step by step. It wasn't a whole remodel. And the beautiful thing about Silhouette, I'm not dogging on Cricut, but if the internet goes down, you still can work on your Silhouette. Well, now if the power goes down, then you have a different problem. However, if you wanted to work offline, you can still do that with Silhouette, and you can still print and cut. You can still cut things with your machine. With the Cricut, it's all online. So if they are doing any kind of maintenance or anything like that, you are going to have to wait. And that's one of the downsides that I saw, downfalls that I saw, I was having a hard time with Cricut, because when I had a massive order to do and I was doing it all on Cricut and their system was down, I'm like, I have to wait. And that caught me thinking, I do have a Silhouette. I've had a Silhouette since 2013, and I know their systems. I know how to work it. So I just moved over my project from Cricut to Silhouette at the time, and then I went back to Cricut. Why? Because I really liked the things that Cricut had at the time. Now that I'm really working on Silhouette more and more, I'm really noticing that pardon me, I'm telling you, changing just a simple thing as from cold to hot is going to mess with my vocal cords. Let me get a little water here. Always work with water. There we go. I was noticing that with Silhouette, I had a little bit more freedom. I was able to cut things when I needed to, offline or online. That was a really big help. But I really wanted to show that you can do basic shapes, basic designs using Cricut. And then when they upgraded everything, all of my teachings, everything that I had became obsolete. Sure, I could have rolled with the punches and learned everything, but I was still being limited on what I could and could not do, even with the new upgrades. And I'm saying they're fantastic. Their upgrades are great. However, with the Silhouette, I was able to move freely, convert things a lot quickly, especially when I went from Silhouette Studio to Business Edition. Now, I'm not saying that you need to get Business Edition. It's a very good a rapid way to make SVGs, PNGs, JPEGs, and even 3D models. Yeah, you can actually make 3D models with the Silhouette. However, that's really up to you if you wanted to go up to Business Edition. But for me, I'm going to stick with just basic, because you can do so many things, such as like a 3D shape using basic shapes. That's what I've been teaching you guys 6 years ago. You don't have to buy new equipment. You don't have to um, shell out like $100 for a new system. No, no, no. I'm just saying that use the system that is for free and apply to what you have. If you have Cricut, great. Use the Silhouette system to make it better. Can Cricut, traverse to Silhouette? No, unfortunately, it cannot because they don't give you the ability to go backwards. If you save something, it saves it in their system. You can't if you create something in Cricut, you can't pull that out and then use it somewhere else. But Silhouette, it gives you the file, and that file can be converted into an SVG, and that file can go into Cricut. It has so much versatility. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to show you everything I can possibly show you with the Silhouette and how you can apply it to the Cricut. Now, if you don't want to go that route, that's fine. But at least stick around to learn how to make an SVG, how to create something, how to make. I'm going to show this one because this is a much better. How to make pattern paper, how to apply this pattern paper and make it into a sublimation. Use that sublimation to make a business for yourself. You don't have to buy brand new equipment. You don't even have to buy the new Silhouette Studio. It's free. It is absolutely 100% free. And there are so many videos out there for conversions, which are free, which I will be showing you, or how you can go about getting what you need. The links will be in the videos below, not for this one because it's just an introduction, but for everything that I make, you will have instructions below where to go, how to do what you need to do, how to apply it. And then I will be moving from, creating simple shapes to applying it to products. Making a pattern paper, making sublimations, making t-shirts. That's all going to be coming later on. I'm just going to start off with simple, basic, everyday things that you would be able to create, and then turning them three-dimensionally, from flat to three-dimensionally. And that was the whole goal when I first started this, creating things with basic shapes. How to apply what you have learned and actually creating something from what you have learned. And that, if you look at my previous videos, you see 2 videos, how it was created and how it was applied. But this time around, I'm going to just start off with how to create the item. And you can apply it to anything you want. And then as the time goes on, I'll be posting 2 videos. How to create it and how to apply it. So thank you so much for sticking around this far. Cricut users, don't be in dismay. Let's just start slow. If I'm just telling you, if you really want to learn something new, I'll show you how to do it, or I will direct you onto other people that have done it much more flawlessly than I can probably do it. And they can show you how to set everything up. Because I'll be honest, that's how I learned everything. I saw somebody else do it and I thought to myself, hey, I can do that too. And I'm going to show what I have learned to teach you on how to apply things and use it onto Cricut. How to use it onto Silhouette. If you want to, I'm going to just give you both, which one you want. It's like, if you want to stick with Cricut, great, not a problem. I'm not telling you, hey, go away with Cricut. No. I'm going to show you how to apply and use. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'm really glad that I am back. If you have any questions below, please feel free to leave a comment. I am more than happy to answer it to the best of my ability. Thank you very much and have a beautiful day. Oh, there you go.